Well, hey guys, here we are. Okay, another week, and what we're going to be talking about is audio video production 101. Kind of gave you an introduction last week, and now we're going to talk about the basics, and we're going to jump into some of the technical. Now we're going to be talking about shooting. So if you've already been, you should have already been to the PSL page, and you see that we're going to get into a video assignment this week, and that's great. And if you're watching this before we've had Zoom class, I'm going to go over that whole assignment in the Tuesday, Wednesday Zoom. Today, we're just going to talk about production. Now, the first thing you should have done this week is watch that video that I have posted up there on Filming Basics 101. If you haven't watched that video, stop this video right now. Go back and watch this one first, because I'm going to be referring to some stuff in there, okay? So make sure that you've watched that first. I want to amplify on some things. Your days of shooting video, that's just no good. Word that came to mind was crap, okay? Are over. Okay, we're going to start using some new techniques. Now, you don't have to have a high quality video camera to do that. We use HD cameras in the classroom. You're going to be shooting on your phone. If you don't have a phone, you'll be shooting on your Chromebook, and we'll talk a little bit about that. Just positioning the Chromebook sometimes is a little harder in video. To do that, your phone is easy. You guys are used to having it out. You guys are used to taking pictures with it. Here is the first thing about taking video on the phone that we have to talk about, okay? Is that if you want to take still images like this, that's fine. Video, you shoot like this. And I think it's always easier to go ahead and keep the lens up top than it is on the bottom, okay? Here's why. Look at your phone. What does it look like? Does it look like something else here? Does it look like your television set? Okay? Now, you notice the way that the television is sitting here. It's like this. So we're going to pretend this is a television for a second. If you came into my house and I had my television hung on the wall like this, okay, like this, okay, you would say, something's wrong with that guy, right? We don't shoot video like this, ever. You always shoot video like this, okay? So when you're watching it, you're always holding the camera like this when you shoot video, or if it's on a stand or somewhere to stabilize it. We're going to talk about that. You always shoot video. So you don't ever shoot video. You don't ever shoot video like this. You always shoot it sideways, okay? So we have something to work with. Can we fix this? Kind of, okay? You've seen this on TV, on the news, okay? Especially like some of the demonstration videos and stuff that you've seen, okay? I can show you how to do that. But really, always shoot like this. That's number one, okay? So in the video you watched, you heard some terms, okay? Rule of thirds, headroom, look room, lead room, all right? This is really, really important. Now look at how I am filmed right here, okay? This right here is rule of thirds, okay? You notice that, you know, my eyes might be a little bit above the line that would be right about here, okay? But yeah, we could drop me down just a little bit, okay? But we have something interesting in the background over here, okay? And if my body's tilted this way, notice that if I tilt my body this way, okay, and I look, do you see how unnatural that looks? It looks like there's something creeping up behind me, okay? I turn my body either straight on or this way, okay? If I'm faced like this, okay, I need to be, I don't even know if I can do it well, I need to be over in this part of the screen, okay? I can't because I have a table right here, all right? So this is the framing we're looking for when we do interviews and things like that. But like you saw in that video, interesting things are always put. This is called composition. You've heard the word compose, okay? You write a composition in English. You're coming up with something. You're composing a song. You're writing a song. You're composing what happens in the frame, okay? So I've mentioned this before. I think in last week's lesson, the frame. Everything happens in this frame, okay? And this frame is very powerful. So just remember, when you're shooting video, if I'm shooting a video of you like this, and my eyes are here and I'm looking at what's going on, I'm not paying attention to what's in the frame. If I'm shooting a video of you, I should be looking in the frame and paying attention to this frame only, okay? All right, so everything happens in the frame. So let me jump over here because I want to talk about 3 terms, all right? So rule of thirds you kind of got. Again, here, if I have more of a whole body shot, okay, like you have more of my body, rule of thirds, I'd be framed right here, like this. Or if I'm over in this part of the screen, I'd be kind of looking at this angle, okay? This would be rule of thirds. All right, so we have our frame. So I'm going to kind of draw our frame here. All right, I'm not going to worry about the rule of thirds right now. I'm just going to talk about some terms. So, okay, got a person, their neck, head and shoulders, okay, arms. All right, so they're looking in this direction, okay. So parts of the screen, okay, you heard them talking about, now this is a still image, okay? You heard them talking about this area right here. Look room. This is also called look space, okay? The area that the thing is facing right here. This term you need to know, and when you're working on video, you need to pay attention to that. What is in this look space, okay? What does this background look like? Is it cluttered? Is it a mess? If you're doing a video of a ball player, maybe you want to have a baseball field in back here. If you're doing this of a musician, maybe you're going to want to have some instruments or something back there. But whatever that is, it should be interesting, uncluttered space. This is referred to look room and look space. Now, if this person were walking, like I walk from this side of the screen to this side of the screen, you see my camera is stable and I can walk right out of your picture, okay? So you have to move the camera back and forth, okay? When you are, this exact same thing, when the camera is moving, okay, is referred to lead room, or same thing. You can also call it lead space. Those terms are used interchangeable, okay, in the industry, okay? Lead room and lead space. So that is this area right here. Again, okay, I'm writing up here the frame. Everything happens in the frame. Don't take your eyes out from the frame. Okay, always be focused there. Now, the next term that you saw in there refers to this space right here, okay, which I'm going to write it and I'm going to get out of the way, okay, is headroom. Again, you can also call that head space, okay? Let me kind of get out of the way here, all right? Headroom or headspace. That refers to this area right here, okay? So right here, if you're framing me, see right now, there's way too much space up here, okay? If you're doing a close-up shot and I'm right like this, do you see how, I'm like this target right in the middle here, right? It looks very unnatural. Now let's say for some reason you don't want to use rule of thirds, you want me right in the center of the frame. All of a sudden, doesn't this look so much better than this? And you just do this. I mean, I'm moving myself. You're going to be tilting and panning the camera or your phone when you're doing this, okay? So these terms right here, okay? There's one other thing in video that we're going to talk about. But so rule of thirds, lead room, look room, headroom. This right here. This is basic. And guys, I know these terms you're probably hearing for the first time. This is kindergarten level video. Okay? This is stuff you have to know and that you really have to pay attention. Okay? So let me hop back over here for a second. And so quality video, doing a good job. Okay? That was the video end. I want to talk about audio for a second, okay? You can make an excellent video, okay? Couple of things you need to know. Remember this. Bad audio, okay? Bad sound, bad audio kills good video every time, all the time, okay? If you're going to take the audio out and put music under it and it's good video, that's great, okay? But if you have bad audio, okay? So what you need to do, and we're going to spend later on in the year, we're going to spend several weeks just talking about audio and some things. But right now, I want to give you the basics, okay? You got to think with your ears. You have to think with your ears. When you show up to a shoot, you need to listen, like right now. Now, I don't know if you can hear, but I have a fan running in the other room. Really, I should have shut that fan off, okay, or shut a door, okay, before recording this video, okay? But you want to listen. What background noises are there? What can you eliminate? Are there fans on? Are there heaters on? Is there something hissing? Any noise in the background? Shut it off, okay? Get the background as quiet as you can. The other thing is, now you're going to have a microphone. Your microphone is on your is right here on your phone, okay? So I'm going to show you, I'm going to illustrate something with an actual microphone in a second. But you want to get this as close to the subject as you can. So right now, okay, you might frame me. Let me jump back over here for a second. Boom. Okay, so I'm standing right here, okay? So if you have me in the shot, your temptation might be to keep that camera all the way back there and zoom in on me to get the good shot. And then there's like, between me and the camera right now, there's at least 8, maybe 9 feet, okay? But that's 8 or 9 feet that I'm away from that microphone. Now you hear me really well because I'm wearing a microphone, okay? I'm not using the camera microphone. So what I want to do is I want to get, if I'm framing like right here, I want to be zoomed out as far as I can and get that camera as close to the subject as you possibly can. When you're filming, like when I come back over here, okay, when I come back over here, the camera is about 2 feet from my face, okay? Because the closer the image, okay, the closer the camera, zoomed all the way out, the less shaky it's going to be, and I'm closer to the microphone. All right, so really, really, really important. So pay attention to background noises. Second thing, keep that microphone camera. Now I'm going to illustrate this with a microphone. Now, just because of a setup here, this right here is a Shure SM58 microphone. The quality here is going to get not so great in just a second because I'm going to switch mics. So I'm going to shut off my wireless mic and I'm going to turn this one on. All I said was you couldn't hear anything. So, I mean, and you hear that it sounds different right now. Hello? Okay. Probably doesn't sound as loud or as clear as it did, but I'm using a different microphone. Now, I just want to illustrate this with the microphone. This microphone is designed to be held right here. So watch this. Test 1 2. 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 Test, 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 test. Did you hear, just moving this just a little bit away from my mouth, how much that volume dropped? Okay, so I'm going to turn this off. And I'm going to hop back on my, my clip on. Okay? The microphone that you're going to be using is on the front of your camera. So the closer you get that camera to the person, the better volume you're going to have. And the last thing that you want to pay attention to is this, is subject volume. And that's how I am talking right now. Okay? Even with a clip-on microphone, if I start talking like this, it gets really, really quiet. I'm really shy. So you really need to coach people sometimes. This video you're going to be working on, it's you that's doing the talking. If you're normally really, really soft, you don't have to be loud. I'm not yelling, but I am speaking up and I'm projecting my voice. So you kind of have to work with your subject as far as speaking. Okay? So let's go over this really good. Just quality video and audio. You watch the other that other video. Paying attention to rule of thirds, headroom, look room, lead room. Always be thinking about those. All right? And your audio. Last two things. Number one, a steady camera. You notice that this camera is on a tripod. It's not moving. That other camera is on a tripod. It's not moving. Keep the camera steady. Now, when you're shooting on your phone, that's a little harder. Sometimes what you want to do is start it up and, prop it up. I don't really have anything good that I can show you right here, but prop it up on a surface. Find something. You guys might think, oh, I'm just going to hold it. I'm just going to do the selfie thing while I'm shooting my video. Okay? I'm just going to do this because I got a real steady hand. And you may have a real steady hand, but you're going to see how shaky this is. Please, 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 when you're shooting video, especially like this project you're doing where you're going to be interviewing yourself, put this on something stable so it is not moving at all, okay? When we're using cameras, we use a tripod. Hopefully we'll get back into the classroom and we'll talk about tripods and how to set that up. I'm going to save all of that we normally do now, hopefully for later in the year, and hopefully we'll get back on site, okay? Last thing is background. Okay? Now right here, you see a little clutter, right now because I got some things written on the board over here, but you were part of me writing that. So I'm going to do a quick framing job of something. Now normally I like to do this with a person. I don't have a person right here. So hey, it's me. I'm going to do it with a guitar. Okay? So to do that, I'm going to just run over into my other studio here real quick, and give me a second. And yeah, here we go. Okay. So this is the nice thing about having the clip-on microphone. Okay. You notice now we have a problem? Okay, we're going to hear a little bit of background noise. Okay, we're going to hear a little bit of background noise, but I'll turn on that AC unit later. All right, so here, what I'm going to do is I want to shoot, let's just say it's even a photograph, okay? The guitar is going to be the main subject, all right? So I put it here in my studio, and I'm ready to shoot. The problem is I'm just here in my studio. You know what? I always have like a clipboard laying around. Those books are kind of always on the table. And then I have some other stuff that I've been just working with that's just there. And I can get so used to working in this environment that I don't even see this clutter. Okay? So if you look in the viewfinder, I'm going to get out of this picture. And if you look in the viewfinder, okay, you see the guitar, but you see a lot of other stuff. So I'm going to jump in here, and I'm going to do a few things. And I just want you to watch how the picture changes. Okay? The picture is going to change really, really quickly. Okay? And again, all I have to do is get this stuff out of the frame. I am not moving the guitar. Guitar is going to stay right where she is. You probably already noticed that it's starting to declutter a little bit. Hey, I got some stuff underneath here. Let's get this out of the shot. All right. I've got this candle thing that kind of belongs up on a wall, but I don't know if you can see it in this shot. I have some acoustic material here that I hung up, so that's where this used to be. All right, so let me come take a look in this viewfinder. Did you see how that cleaned up that shot? A lot. Now, here's one other thing I'm going to do. Try not to knock over the guitar. I'll get the table right out of the way. Remember, the focus is the guitar in this shot. So now I can zoom in. Boy, if I could zoom in a little bit more. I have this guitar strap right here in the back. I'm going to put it in the back so it's out of the way. I'm going to come over here. If I don't have people in the studio, you're going to see a lot of guitars posing for me this year. Okay, I'm in the set. Did you see how long that took me? Okay, I did that pretty quickly. Okay, now there's other things that I can do in the frame. Right here, as you notice that it's not quite things are not quite level, and that's because I have to make some adjustments here. But if you saw the way I have this this wires running across the room here, but notice the difference from before and after. Okay, big difference in framing. So that's one of the things that you want to get used to doing, is you do want to get used to just going in, taking a look at a scene, saying, what is in my frame? Okay? Rule of thirds, headroom, look room, steady camera, shot background. That's all video stuff. Audio, clear audio. Okay? Background noise. Make sure you don't have any. Keep the camera close to the subject, right? And make sure the subject speaks out. This will go a long way in creating really good video. You start using these principles in your video, you start using it in just pictures you take, people will notice the difference, that you're taking good pictures. Okay? Hey, that's it for this week. Guys, y'all take care, and we'll see you next time.